Hey everybody, welcome to UD7. This is a very special stream, Medical. We are on Monday, and this is going to be a very fun one.
Yeah, we got a totally unique format for today's tournament. We're going to be playing Megaman. It's all Megamans 1 to 6. We're going to be seeing more of the game than we usually do. I mean, the regular category for the Ultimate Decathlon is already kind of a weird special format where players are choosing 10 Robot Masters from across the 6, and they have to do one from each game, and they reset, so they're not carrying over the special weapons. It's mostly Buster only. But today, we're adding in another wrinkle where the slowest players are eliminated, and then we continue on with another set of 3 stages. And so it creates this interesting push and pull between, do I do all the fastest stages now so that I give myself the best chance of not being eliminated, but making it more and more difficult to keep going faster in the late stages. Whereas if someone gets away with getting in one of those slower stages early on, they can do a faster one later. And so there's this strategic element that is going to be really cool to see.
So, what would you do, Mythical, in that setting? Like, considering your PB and your experience with the games, and considering that you would be racing against Devil Tifa and G Shepard and like at least 10 other runners that are very experienced with the game.
Well, if you're playing to win, if you're playing to beat the best, you have to practice. You have to practice the stages that you normally don't do. So you have to put in a little bit of extra time. It's not going to count towards, your grand finals time or anything. It's only for today, but it could be worth it just because it's so fun to win, first of all, but also to come out on top of this really unique challenge. So if I was practicing, I would target the Megamans where there are some pretty big differences in times. You're not going to have to play more than 3 from each game. Mega Man 2 has a bunch of stages that everyone already knows. Mega Man 3 has a bunch that are all pretty close. So I would look at Mega Man 1, where you've got Bomb, Fire, and Cut that are all around the 150 to 2-minute mark. You're going to need to do at least 2 of those. I would take a look at Mega Man 4. You want to get Dive and Dust. Those are much faster than any of those stages in that game, and no one's been doing them throughout the season, so I would absolutely target those 2 as well.
Mega Man 4 is the hardest for me. Skull and Toad are pretty easy bosses, but the levels are scary. You are going to die if you've never played through those. You don't want to do a Ringman or Drillman because they're the longest, but they're not so much longer, so your decision doesn't matter too much. What matters the most is your experience with the different bosses, in my opinion, on that one specifically. We have that handy leaderboard for all ranking of all the bosses and the times you could have, but those are not necessarily representative or of either the difficulty or the actual time a non-experienced runner would get on those bosses. So it's very, very difficult to actually tell what the runners are going to do, but for sure I do expect to see obviously the 10 bosses we've seen during the UD7 actual official races, but some pretty cool stuff. And I'm not sure if players are going to go for the slower one at the start and then go for the faster one. It sounds like the best decision, but also it's not such an easy one to make. We are going to get 10 qualified after that first turn here, then 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. So it's going to go pretty fast.
It really is, and the competition is going to be pretty fierce. You could maybe count on 2 people you think aren't going to get there in the first round or something, but then after that you're going to be left with just really strong players, so you can't count on someone to fall early so that you can get away with doing some of your longer stages. I think that's a good way to accidentally get caught out really far down on 7th place or something. So I would probably find one stage that I felt I was particularly good at as one of those fast stages that is part of my 10. I would pair that with 2 slower ones in the first round. Then I would probably do 2 fast ones and a slow one on the second round. And then after that, I don't know. It really gets messy.
it is going to be pretty interesting to see what the players do. Um, I don't know. Devil Tifa is advising everybody to go for the hardest ones, but if you're unsure, going for the faster one at the start totally ensures you that you are going to qualify. If someone goes for Guts, Flash, and Top Man right off the bat, they are going to pass the first turn. And then if they go for Faro Man, Gravity Man, and Wind Man, for example, they are going to pass the second turn. And at that point, you only have 8 players remaining, meaning that you might as well go for longer one in the second turn on Megaman 1 and do hope that not everybody is going for Guts, Flash, and Needleman in the turn 3. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's we do have the mic popping issue. I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to reset the OBS and the stream, and we'll be right back. I'm deeply sorry about that.
All right.